Greetings, everyone. How is everyone doing today? Welcome to my getting ready for period 9, this grand shift that is actually already in process. And what I want to do with this series is help you, one, to understand what period 9 is. I also would love for you to understand what's in your birth chart, what's in your space, how you're going to be using time over these next few months as we enter into the seismic shift of period 9. So I'm going to tell you all about that. But first of all, for those of you who are new to me, hello, my name is Kathleen Horvath. I'm a business feng shui master, astrologer, and the creator of the Time Blazer business management system. And so that really is the ecosystem that I think that really works when it comes to using the energies of what is available to you to your best and most proficient way, if you will. So, what we are going to be doing are just little steps to get ready for a class, excuse me, that I'm having on the 18th, which is just a short week away. And so this is just these preparatory steps. So for those of you who are new, thank you for joining me today. If you are a loyal follower, so appreciate you tuning in today. And I ask one big favor for you anytime along the way, if you can give me a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, hit that notification because these are very time sensitive videos that I do produce. So I do want to make sure you don't want to miss those. And then if you could leave me a comment, let me know how this material is helping you and if you've made any other changes just since yesterday, just because of what we talked about yesterday. Okay, so let's look at our agenda very quickly. Yesterday we did talk about astrology, so if you missed that, just go back and view that short video. And what I'm talking about are some of the animals that we know for sure are going to help support you in period 9. But what if you don't have those animals? Well, we're going to talk about that during the class, but I just wanted to already give some people, and we had a viewer yesterday that had 2 of the 3 animals that is going to benefit her for the next 20 plus years, because the period lasts for 20 years, but we have the luck and fortune to know that everything that we do in metaphysics is a repeatable pattern. So we know with certainty what is coming next. So this is why we know that this is a very good time to prepare so we don't lose out on what is about to happen. Actually, it's in process of happening already. But today what we're going to talk about is Feng Shui. So what I want to do today with you is I'm going to demonstrate on a couple of floor plans, and you can kind of look at your floor plan. And here's what I would absolutely start doing today is make sure that you have an accurate floor plan to work off. Draw it out the best you can for just this little practice series right here. But before you purchase another place or you rent or lease or even looking at your own space, I want you to do some self-assessment right now. How much is your space helping you or harming you? So truthfully, one of the things that I want to clear up about Feng Shui, there's a lot of misconceptions out there about what Feng Shui is and what it can do. So here is what I have been taught. This is what I am going to relay to you, that Feng Shui is really helping you elevate the positive energies in your space. With the positive energies in your space, what it is actually doing is it is reflecting into your own essence, your body, your cells, and it helps you be more vibrant. So if your space is compromised, most likely there's probably things happening in your life. And if you are someone who is got a little bit of a challenging birth chart, everyone has possibilities in their birth chart. When I say challenging, you might have some challenging animals in the annual energies. And right now we're in the year of the water rabbit. So you might go, oh, okay, well, this is only going to last a year. Yes, that is true. But some of the decisions that you make can last a lifetime. So what can feng shui do? What we and what I do when I work with my clients, I work with them with their long-term solutions and their short-term. So the long-term solutions is your long-term feng shui, which is a bit different from the very dynamic annual feng shui. So I do an event every year. I'm going to show you a couple of floor plans from that event so you can kind of see when I'm talking about these different energies, how they will affect the occupants. And there's choices that people can make. You can either stay in those particular floor plans. You can try to improve them. That's what I would do first. And in tandem at the same time, improve yourself, because this is very, very much an inner game. That's what all the feng shui, astrology, the time blazer, the universal gateway, all of these systems that I use with my clients, they really are an inner game. When you understand your chart fully, your floor plan like the back of your hand, you know, oh, that's an energy spot for me. Oh, that's where my career is located. So this is very different. I practice classical feng shui, which means it's very personalized. So we are looking at a birth chart, yours, or anyone else occupying the space. We are also looking at your space in and itself. So this is, just a quick little tutorial today. But what I want you to understand is you do have control. We talked about that yesterday with the Cosmic Trinity, that you actually have control over 99% of your life. Sometimes we just need to take a step back, reassess, pivot, whatever the case may be, because when the energies come, when you go with the energies, you are going with the flow. And this is really a big thing about period 9, about letting go of the old ways in which we used to do things. All right, let's look at a couple of things before we go into the floor plans. And what we're going to be looking at first is, do you have 4-point gold? Now, this is a grid that shows up all the time in feng shui. I'm just going to answer an FAQ really quick too, is why is the south at the top of the box? Because normally when we're in the Western world, we look at north as being, on top or in front. But in Chinese metaphysics, what happens is the south, which is very important for period 9, this is the sun, if you will, the sun in the sky. And the north is where water is. So if logic comes into play, yes, we get rain and things like that, but the water is not what is illuminating the earth. It is the sun. So that is why this compass dial is this way. Now, all of these sectors mean something. For example, the south means I'm going to say the middle-aged woman, if you will, who we've talked about yesterday, are coming into power. The South is very much about the happiness of yourself and those who occupy the space, and many other things. We'll continue to talk about that, but I just wanted to let you know that each of these sectors relate to something that will be happening in your life. So if you are a female and the oldest daughter, whether you are still living within your family unit, but if you are the oldest daughter, this sector will affect you. Then, for example, if you are a female head of household, the southwest, it's considered the mother. It's considered the nurturer of the family unit, if you will. And I'm going to drop down to the northwest. The northwest is head of household, male. And so if that sector is missing, then there might be some problems with males in the family. It also relates to the brain. See, all of these things have a consequence. The southwest, for example, is relating to the stomach. The south is relating to the heart and blood and anger and passion. And so again, when we start taking away some of these pieces, then it starts affecting our feng shui, is what I'm trying to say here. So whenever you're looking for a space, even if you're renting an office space and it's just a room in a larger, complex, if you will, try to get 4-point gold. But in the next 20 years, 21 if we include time of recording, we are already able to tap into that south sector. So you want to see what's in the south, inside and outside of your building. So that's homework number one. What is in your south? That's going to determine how currently you will fare in period 9. Okay, so now I'm going to just take, here's ideally just a square box I put around a compass dial. Ideally, this is what we want our spaces to look like in the respect. We want it to be a square box, not necessarily a rectangle, better than not having the 4-point gold, but you are going to start missing some things even with a rectangle. But if you have an odd shaped space, building, then those are going to start impacting your feng shui as well. So we want to make sure that we have that, but let's face it, not every space does, including my own. So that's why it's always great if you can build in the feng shui, as in building a 4-point gold, because otherwise you are a bit compromised on what might be happening there. Okay. All right. So now what I'd like to do is I'm going to show you a couple of floor plans, just with the blank compass dial. I don't want to confuse anyone with the annual energies, but I'm just going to use this with a blank compass dial. So one of the first things you do is you need to square off your floor plan, take your compass reading, and then superimpose the compass dial over your floor plan. So if you want to learn how to do a compass reading, way back when, there certainly is a video that I shot on how to take a compass reading. Watch that. That will get you to the information you need. But for right now, let's talk about the south. So this floor plan already has 4-point gold. And yes, it has a little bit of actually it's an extension because it needs to be 1/3 or more. So it's just right on the line. But what we want to look for in the south is, number one, when you're looking at your own south sector, what is there? So for example, in this particular floor plan, we have a kitchen. So we know that there are certain elements that will be favorable and non-favorable in certain sectors. And we do actually like to have fire in a kitchen, but we also have drains, we have dishwashers and sinks and things like that. So this south sector does get compromised a little bit because of the drains in the kitchen area, but at least it's intact. This is a person that I know does actually use the kitchen, and so that's actually a very good thing that everyone should be doing, is cooking and eating food that comes out of their kitchen. The kitchen is actually considered a wealth element when we look at some of the classics of the classical feng shui. So this one is, and this one also is a 2-floor unit, but I'm just showing you the bottom floor on this one just to demonstrate that, for example, if this was the south sector where it said a bathroom or where it says the storage, then we start having problems because we are now looking at draining of that energy. So for those of you who do have a south sector that's at a door in 2023 especially, I want you to use that door as much as possible and bring in light. We do not want that south sector to be yin, which would mean dark with dark curtains and or for heaven's sakes, not having any window at all. Bring in some artificial light if you have to, but we need that sector illuminated. You need to be seen, and that is one of the things about period 9 is being very visible if you want to succeed. All right, now I'm going to show you a second plan. And then you're going to be doing this during the class yourself. You're going to find out where you're going to be doing your own compass dial, and then you're going to be superimposing that compass dial over your current floor plan, and then you need to make decisions on your own on whether or not the space is supportive to you or not. All right, so the second floor plan, here we go. We're squaring off the floor plan, as you can see. But we now are getting into some challenges here. So in this particular case, we've got in these grayed out areas, this is areas that are missing from this floor plan. We do have a clear extension on this one, but what do we have that is missing? Kind of hard to see because of the floor plan walls. But as you can see, we have a teeny tiny little area in that closet that doesn't have any windows at all. And most of it is on the exterior of her space. Now, of course, exterior is crucially important as well. But this space in period 9 and moving forward from this point forward for the next 20 years, unless architecturally this is filled in, then this person will most likely have more complications, if you will, of being visible during period 9. And that's a 20-year cycle, if you will. So one of the saving graces of this is that this person has told me that they're going to be doing a renovation and adding an extension off of the living room area. And so really what that does is that shifts the entire dial. So do keep in mind, if you are going to be doing any architectural improvements, that means building a new room on the existing structure, you do need to then reassess the whole space. So it's always great to do this assessment on paper. That's what I love working with architects and interior designers, because you can move things around with your furniture and all of that, walls and plumbing and lighting and windows and doors. You can do all of that quite easily digitally. Gets very cost prohibitive after. So this person does have a chance, because we are going to be moving the floor plan over the dial over to accommodate. And what they've already told me is the size of this is already going to become the other side as well, equally as large, if you will, to extend that out. So that will help somewhat, okay? We'll still have some missing depending on if they do anything with these exteriors or not. Okay. All right, so that's what I wanted to let you know about today. is that we are looking at that south sector. So that's your homework. Number one, go ahead and get that floor plan ready, because we're going to need that as soon as next week, as well as you're going to want to definitely look on the south sector inside and out, and what types of improvement can you make. Now, we are in the year of the water rabbit. So for the last 2 years in the 5-element cycle, what we end up doing is we end up bringing in more wood. And what does fire need? Resource. Yes, it needs to have wood. So this is a year that we're going to be able to prepare for that. So we've just finished Q1 and we don't want to miss any more time. So this is actually quite time sensitive to what we're going to be doing very, very soon. Okay, so let me tell you about this little class that I'm going to be doing that has a great impact for you. I am going to be doing on April the 18th between 3:30 and 5:30 p.m. Eastern. We are going to create your power grid. We're going to be putting your astrology onto the compass dial. We're going to be putting your power number on the compass dial. We're going to be looking at the most auspicious sectors and what to do with them. And then, like I said, this is a opportunity for you to have this dial to travel with you for the next 20 plus years, I'm going to say. So all you need to do is go to bit.ly/period 9. That's all spelled out. And grab your spot. And so what you will walk away with is that compass dial complete. You have a choice. I don't know what your digital skills are. You can do it in things like Canva and PowerPoint. You can also hand draw it out and then just make a transparency. But I would definitely have that ready anytime you're, just like in your Dropbox or your Evernote or someplace like that, that if you ever do preview a property, you will know with certainty. Here's the last thing I want to say. Don't fall in love with your space. Your space is there to serve you. And I've seen a lot of people be knocked down because they don't want to make those changes. Changes are hard, you guys. I'm telling you. Here's another thing about period 9. We are trying to release the earth from period 8. We are exiting period 8, and 8 was about moving slower, methodically. Period 9 is let's go. Just think about little sparks of energy, and that's what you want to start thinking and acting. So start building your own kindling, if you will, so you can get ignited before the time comes. And that's going to be one of your best things that you can do for yourself. So with that said, you still have to have your own great business idea. You still need to take lots of action. I'm not telling any of this to say, oh, now I can just sit back and watch the pennies come from heaven. That's not Feng Shui. That is some things that have been purported about it, and I am here to clean some of that up. This is about taking action and having these subtle energies support you. So hi Geraldine, thanks so much for tuning in today, so appreciate that. And so I am going to leave you with tomorrow we are going to be talking about the time blazer. So are you taking the right action at the right time? Here's another thing that's going to be in the class that we're going to be doing. There are some pretty powerful Feng Shui activations that only will be revealed during that class. This is a very cost-effective class that will help you get started very, very quickly into the transition to period 9. So, with that said, I wish you a very blessed day, and I hope to see you tomorrow. We will be back here talking about the time blazer, and we're going to keep building. So, by the time we arrive on the 18th, we're going to be ready to build that dial, that power grid for yourself. All right, you can do that at bit.ly/period 9. And again, if you got value out of what you saw today, please give me a like, a comment, and go ahead and share this out to your community. There's a lot of good work that many of us, especially as healers, that really could use the support and help others help themselves. And so that's what this little class is about. Okay, see you tomorrow. Take care. Be well. Bye bye.